So I gotta ask you. I want you to tell this whole story about when you dropped 60 on Kobe. It's a great story. You know what I mean? And his reaction afterwards, and when he, saw you with your, I think it was your daughter. He said, "This is the dude that drops it." Tell the whole story about you dropping 60 on Kobe.
My career was basically leading up to that. So for my rookie season, for me to learn how to be a pro, which is very important to just sports in themselves. Players don't know how to be pros until they're watching someone be a pro.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. So we don't know what's acceptable, what's not. We're still wide open. We're trying to figure out what's what, right? So, my norm, what I seen as a rookie was practice at 11, come in at 10:45, right? If you're a rookie, you got to come in early or lift and do some little cardio. But for the most part, they're coming at 10:45, running on the court. As soon as practice over with, they take 10 free throws, some jumpers, and then they're out of there, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I see. So, trying to figure out okay, this is it. You get into that mode, okay. And then, Mark Jackson pulls me aside and say, no, do not pay attention to these people. Do not pay attention.
That's what Mark Jackson told you?
Yeah.
At Golden State?
So Mark Jackson, we have practice at 11, right? He's waking me up at 6 o'clock. Right? That's what started me at that 6 o'clock. He's waking me up at knocking on the door, wake up, boy. We come to practice. We working, doing our stuff, lifting, and and I'm sitting here. You gotta remember, he ain't playing yet. So I don't even know what his skill level looks like.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm like, this feels right. This feels right. This feels right. This feels like what a pro, because he told me, he said, look, I played 25 games. The last 25 made 25 million. So do not focus on what's, just prepared. So when they call your name. Okay. And then I remember we was landing in LA, and he was like, yo, Kobe works out before a game, like at 3 o'clock, 3:30. Like 3 before the game? He said, yeah, before the game. So I was like, all right. So I took a cab, went to the game. Sure enough, around 3:45, Kobe walks in. They tried to kick me out because they thought I was just, news. And I was like, no, I played for the Golden State Warriors. And then it was like, what's your name? I was like, Gilbert Arenas. He's like, oh, yeah. Oh, he's fine. So I'm just watching like how he went before games, like hard, 300, 400 makes. I mean, intensity, full sweat going. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, that's how you prepare before the game, right? You come here early. That's why I started taking cabs to the game and not the first bus, right? So watching what he does, watching his rhythm, watching this, I always had success against him, right? Oh, he doesn't move very well left or right. So, but I know I can't do the same thing twice because he adapts really well. Mm-hmm. So, if I'm going to beat him, I have to beat him with, if I'm going to do 13, it has to be 13 different moves. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do the same move again because he's done already processed everything I've done did. Right. So I remember I'm at the gym early. Never fail. I'm at the gym early, just watching, seeing what he's working on. Mm-hmm. Right. And I remember I know someone has a recording of the beginning of the part of that game, like not the beginning of the game, but like the shoot around part. Okay. Right? I was like, man, that man's nice, boy. He works, boy. I think I'm gonna bust his ass today though. Like I think I'm feeling that Jones today, right? So Luke Walton comes to me and he says, Kobe said he's gonna shut you down. I said, then you tell Kobe it's gonna be one full flat the whole game then. That's the type of game we're going to have. One full flat, right? So that's actually how the game is starting off. Okay. That's how the game is starting off. So once I caught rhythm, I'm like, okay, everything is clicking. Everything is clicking. And, when you're on fire, the ball finds you. Like, I watch the game, and I'm like, man, they're like curling ball. Like, I shot it, miss it. I get the rebound. Like, everything is clicking, right? So when I end up, we go to overtime, end up having 60. I remember, I don't know if you remember this, we're in the locker room, right? And Eddie Jordan, and I come like, man, I just had 60. I just had 16. And then he was like, and we won. Like, fuck all that, man. Like it was one of
I remember that.
happy. Like yo, it I had 60, like yo, against Kobe.
Yeah.
Like right there, that confidence, like you're talking about the best player on the planet, and I just had 60. There's nothing you can tell me now.
Right.
There's nothing you can tell me now that I'm on cloud 1,000 right now. But I'm on 1,000.
Right.
He came up with the quote like, yeah, he didn't have no conscience out there.
Yeah.
You know, he was just throwing up shots. That's my new nickname. No conscience. Like, you're not gonna take me off this. I'm not gonna feel offended by any comment he said. Right. So that's like, you know, it was one of those things where, you know, as a kid growing up a Laker fan, you know what I mean? And then going and, you know, doing that in that building. It was like, that was like kind of like everything, you know, for me at that moment. And that boosted up the confidence moving forward. Because you got to remember, a couple nights later, 54 against Steve Nash. You know, and then we come home, 51 against Darren Williams. Right? So, you know, so that level of moving into another level of the game, the confidence. It was the confidence of, if I did that against Kobe,
did against anybody.
Anybody. Y'all can't stop me. Like, who are you?
Right.
You're Rajah Bell. You're the Matrix. You're not Kobe.
Right.
You're still on the first team or the second team. But that's Kobe on the first team.
Right.
Like, you know, so that confidence just moved me up into the next category. But I tell people that is not the game that really just said, nah, I'm here now.
Okay.
The game that said I'm here now was when the Lakers came to DC, right?
Okay.
So he is coming, right? He's coming. He's already said that you know, that ain't gonna happen again. I'm gonna shut him down. You know, this is how this game's gonna be, right? And the fact that he said he's gonna stop me. I don't care what that score is. Right now, this is a personal battle. I know you remember how that game started. It was basically 1-on-1.
Everybody else was just there. We were just going back. Where did you go? Did he go?
That's what it was. It's. I couldn't back down, no matter what, because I have to show. I know you're coming. No matter what I do, no matter what. 10 for 28, no matter what. I'm showing you that I'm going to still fight.
Right.
I'm still going to fight. So what I have, 39 still?
Something like that.
Yeah, so it was like one of those games where, it was a bad percentage.
Yeah. But
when he leaves, he knows, I still didn't contain him.
Right.
I still didn't contain him. So that like, it's tests. No matter how the test is, like, if you come to me and you say something to me, and then I stand up like, hold on, I'm still a man too.
Right.
All right. I was just testing you. We do that as athletes. So you know, we're retired. We do all of this, right? It was his last. I don't know if it was his last season. No, this is his last season. And I took my two boys to the game. Okay. And you know, my youngest one was a Kobe fan. He's a Kobe fan. Like the older one, you know, he was LeBron. You know, the youngest one, Kobe. So we go to the back. You know, Kobe's, what's up? Hey, how you doing? Meet the kids. These your boys? Okay. Take a picture with us. And then the camera crew was like, oh my God, glad you're here. We're doing a tribute for Kobe for when his last season, last game, we can show it. And I actually made the reel. We went to the game, you know, had to book all the kids. So when AAU started, you know, both players retired. I seen him the first time, you know, he was in the middle of coaching, because it was like, yo, Kobe's here. Kobe and Matt Barnes. Kobe's here? It was like, yeah, he's coaching. Coaching? What age group? Girls.
Oh,
Then they're like, oh, his daughter plays.
yeah.
So I went over there, crowd, you know, we did that, and then that was it. And then like a year later, we're at the Mamba Academy. So now it went from Sports Academy to Mamba Academy. My daughter's playing, so they're now battling against each other. So Zach Randolph's daughter just moved into the area on the team. So when he sees me, so I go over and give him, like he's sitting down, do the little shoulder rub behind. He looks, oh, Gil, what's up? Hey, GGB, this is the I don't think he said motherfucker. Is he motherfucker or the fucker? This is the fucker that dropped 60 on me. I was like, nice to meet you.
That's what he said.
He's like, you scored 60 on him? Yeah, I got him. yeah. She was like, she started laughing, and then he was like, I seen your daughter. She goes hard. She's very skilled. Come on, get her down. Put her on the team. I mean, y'all in Orange County. I said, and y'all practice 5 days a week.
Right.
I said, after school, it's hard to get her down there. And it was like, well, McKinley gets down there. And I was serious? And I was like, because I didn't really talk to Zach yet.
Okay.
Said, yeah, she lives in the valley. And I was like, okay, I'll talk to her, and see what she wants, see what she wants to do. And then that's when he was like, man, what are you doing besides being a knucklehead on Instagram? And I was like, that's it. Yeah, just being a knucklehead on Instagram. He said, once you use your basketball mind to give back to the kids, coach, instead of just sitting here just being an Instagram, an idiot. And I was like, and I don't want to deal with these parents, bro. These parents think all their kids are superstars, man. And I don't want to be. He said, hey, forget them. You think I pay attention to them? No, I do not pay attention to them. I'm not me. I do not pay attention to what those parents are saying. I just think that. So try to get yourself into culture, man. It's relaxing. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. Getting someone better. Taking 12 individuals and making them one. He said that is a challenge. That's a challenge that some of us need. We've been challenged our whole lives, and then we retire. There's no challenge.
Right.
So that was the talk, and I remember then almost a year goes by, right? And I don't know. It was just the weirdest thing, man. It was just the weirdest thing that happened. My kids' team, my son he's in Oakland. So my son's he's in the Oakland tournament. So they flew in there in the Oakland tournament. And I just wake up in the middle of the night. It was probably like 5, 6 a.m. My knee is killing me, just randomly, just throbbing. Heard it, just woke me like, man, what is this? What is going on? Is it about to rain? Is it right? I'm just in pain. So I'm just sitting up, just looking through Instagram, watching teams. And I said, you know what? Man, what am I doing? Let me just tell the coach I want to, help around. So I text the coach like at 8. I waited till like 8 in the morning. I said, yo, D, I gave it some quick thought just now. I want to coach. I want to help out. So when you guys come back, I want to help around. And he's like, oh, what age group? And I said, probably Elijah's age group. So we're sitting there going over, the teams, right? Going over the teams, like what players that I want to start working with. So I'm like, okay, yeah, good. I was like, all right, man. Well, good luck the rest of the day. Let me know, how the kids do. He's like, all right. So I take a shower, go sit on the couch, right, playing video games, and I get a text on my phone, and then text is a kid named Julius. Like I've known him since when I first got to Oakland. And I wasn't playing, so I started playing on the playground. It was one of the high school kids that I was playing with and battling against, and so we stayed friends the whole time. And he was like, Kobe died. So you look at it and like, Kobe died. Kobe who? Kobe Bryant just died in a helicopter crash. Man, stop. Man, hello? No, stop playing like. Don't do that, bro. No, don't play games like that, man. It's too early for that shit. It's like, nah, it's all over the news. I said, what? Oh, you're dead ass serious? He's like, yes. So I had to go, right? I mean, I'm looking and then watching the news feed, like, no. Like, no. So I'm like, I'm off of it. I'm like, no, there's like, in Calabasas area, why would Kobe Bryant be in Calabasas? Like, that doesn't even make sense. So I'm like, even flying from Orange County, you're not in Calabasas. That doesn't even make sense. Like, where is he going? Like, where is he going? Why is he here? So I'm like, I'm not. This is just probably like just false something. And then I'm thinking about it. Oh, the Mamba do have tournaments this weekend. Oh no. They do have an early game. The Mamba girls have a 9 o'clock game. They do have a 9 o'clock game. So soon as I thought about they had a 9 o'clock game, I'm sitting there like, his daughters is on that plane day.
Oh, wow.
So I remember I wrote it and I said, I think his daughter is on this plane. Because there's no way he's going to the game without his daughter.
Right.
Maybe both of them. And then I posted it and somebody was like, you don't know that type of information. Please erase this. And I was like, yeah, you're right. 30 minutes later, that report came out and I was like, man, like I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. It was just like it was one of those things that just like it just hurt. Because it was like, yo, I just said I was gonna coach.
Right.
The guy who kept telling me to coach, just like it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Like that does not happen. Like how is this happening? And then it even got weirder. So months pass, right? So my son is on a play date, so I got to pick up the kid for a play date. So he lives in the Calabasas area. So I pick him up, and then he was like, something happened. He mentioned Kobe, and then it was like, so we're going his back way, and I'm looking at the mountain. I'm like, yeah, that's the mountain. I'm looking like, how do they? And the kid was like, no, that's not the mountain. He's like, I have it spot checked on my phone. So I'm like, on your phone? He's like, yeah, it's on my phone. He's like, this is the area. So I was like, wait a minute, he's on that side? Why did I thought he was on this side the whole time? Because it's like Calabasas Mountain. So I'm thinking it's this mountain off the freeway, like they're following the freeway. So I'm thinking it's this. So he said, no, it's not. It's over there. You got to go past it. So I'm like, so I'm following his little map.
Right.
And I'm sitting here like, yo, this is some freaky stuff. So the mountain he hits, I own the property.
Oh, wow.
I once owned the property and I sold it. So basically I lived at the top of the hill. Right? So my front door, my front door faces just all wilderness and then it goes up the mountain. So this like, right? So I guess they're flying over, hitting that mountain and then climbed over the top and fell into the other lady's yard. So now that's even that like just freaked me out.
Wow.
Like, yo, like I own, like like I know that mountain because where I live, when it's foggy, I can't see out my front door. Like when I walk outside, because we're already elevated. When I go outside, I can't see when it was days like that.
Right.
So like all these things are just going on, and like, why is this just so? Like I just it's just one of those things. Like it just don't feel none of this feels right, and that's when I just changed everything. That's when I changed, like that brings me back to the Lupita thing. That's when I just changed cold turkey, just changed, like, all that playing on the gram like that. It was just like, nah, there's something going on, and it's bigger than me. There's something telling me that what I'm doing right is wrong. I need to go ahead and write this.
But still keep in the back of your mind of when you get to that point where you're really walking in your purpose, then that's when you're making a even bigger contribution to what you were made to do. And it's beyond what you might think that you're made to do. Yeah, you're talented in all this stuff and you can do all this stuff like that, but it's different when something is your purpose. Yeah. So just keep that in the back of your mind. That's all. Just keep it in the back of your mind. But hey, man, this is